Hi, I'm Chris Michael with this week's 4 for 4 blogcast. And in addition to this week's high school basketball rankings and player interviews with local athletes, we also have our own Mike Kingsley, who joined his band to perform at last weekend's presidential inauguration. No kidding about this one. You probably read the article on the Morning Call and saw the video on the Morning Call website. Mike and his band were asked to perform at last weekend's presidential inauguration, and he's been nice enough to bring back some exclusive behind-the-scenes pictures, up close and personal with everything that went on at last weekend's presidential inauguration. That's coming up in a moment, but first, this week's top sports stories. After a slow start, the Northampton boys basketball team is making a run at the playoffs. We talked with K-Kids center Morgan Heffelfinger about finally having everyone healthy and ready to go and playing on the court at the same time.
The rest of the season is going to be tough, but that's what basketball is all about. You got to have tough teams, you're going to have tough games, and you just got to grind them out and get to the playoffs, and that's what we're looking to do. I remember 2 years ago when we had Garrett Opplinger and Quinn McNeil, and they were the leaders of the team, and I was just one of the younger guys looking up to them, and now I finally get to take over that role and tell the younger guys where to go, what to do, and really help them out, and I think it's really gelling together.
Northampton has some big ball games coming up over the next week and has to post a couple wins in order to qualify for the postseason. Point 2. In this week's SportsTalk High School Basketball poll, Allen continues to be the #1 team among the big schools in the Lehigh Valley, followed behind by Emmaus at number 2, and then Parkland moves up to the number 3 spot. Whitehall stays at number 4, and Bangor, after suffering their first loss of the year, stays in our poll, but at the number 5 spot. Among the small schools, 4A and below, our #1 team continues to be Bethlehem Catholic, followed by Salisbury and Saucon Valley. Notre Dame stays at the number 4 spot for the second straight week, and Lincoln Leadership is our number 5 team. Point 3. In just a short amount of time, the Morning Call's Lynn Worthy did a great job covering Lehigh Valley sports, and I always enjoyed his insights on our Sports Talk program, and he did a great job covering Colonial League football this fall. And I know a lot of coaches and athletic directors felt the same way. Unfortunately for us, Lynn is leaving the area to pursue other opportunities, but we will look to have him on future editions of Sports Talk and give his sports insights on a number of different topics as part of our Skype segment. We wish Lynn well going forward. And finally, 4! As mentioned earlier, our own Mike Kingsley and his band was down performing at last weekend's presidential inauguration, and he's been kind enough to bring back some exclusive pictures behind the scenes from up close and personal of the entire festivities. I also asked Mike to kind of narrate what happened with the pictures, and unfortunately he then demanded more money, so I said no, but he did write down everything that happened on his trip down there, so we'll take a look at the exclusive, legitimate pictures from down at the presidential inauguration. And again, you saw this article on the Morning Call website and the video as well, but here is some of Mike's exclusive pictures. There's a picture of Mike getting ready for his big performance coming up, and also we have a look at the rest of his band members right after they got out of the bus, warming up, getting ready for the procession and all the gala events that took place afterwards down in our nation's capital. And he also took some pictures along the parade route and around the DC area. Of course, the historic Martin Luther King statue, and a little further down the parade route across the water we have a nice view of the Lincoln Memorial. And the Capitol building was dressed up and looked so great for the grand event. And of course, some big-time dignitaries were there along with their families. It was great to see all the important people, former presidents, the Chief Justice, and so many people on hand for this great event. And of course, the climax of the inauguration was the swearing in of our next president of the United States of America, Mr. Keith Groller. Wait, what the?
Kingsley!
Quick reminder, coming up on the next edition of Sports Talk, we'll be joined by the Morning Call's Tom Housnick and RCN's Jim Best to break down the wrestling season to date and talk about the upcoming postseason tournaments. That's this Thursday live at 7 p.m. on RCN TV. Until next time, I'm Chris Michael.